Eric and the nine-head swamp Hydra! Baron trusted Jeff with a bruised little tune. Harry mastered Jeff, I was busy in another room. Eric faced the Hydra, nine heads in the mire. Thundering rounds and hunter blood, whiskey turned to fire. Eric faced the Hydra, stone curse in its stare. But the man refused the Gorgon's grave and shot death from the air. Back in the dungeon labyrinth where heroes lose their way, Xavier fought the Minotaur and Jeff had gone astray. But deeper in the swamp ruins where old gold and stones were drowned, Eric heard the water breathing and the nine heads turning around. The great swamp Hydra rose there, all poison, scale and hate. Nine long necks like cursed old towers, climbing out of fate. Its eyes were old as ruin, its breath was a rot and bone, and every head was a whispering, turn to stone, turn to stone. Eric faced the Hydra, nine heads in the mire. Thundering rounds and hunter blood, whiskey turned to fire. Eric faced the Hydra, stone curse in its stare. But the man refused the Gorgon's grave and shot death from the air. One head struck like lightning, one head spat green death. One head snapped at Eric's throat, one stole the swamp's own breath. One head rose toward moonlight, one tried to split in two. One screamed with hungry thunder as the old necks grew and grew. But Eric raised his rifle, double barrels, black and wide. Blood hunter in the swamp dark with the old ruins at his side. Boom, boom, thundering rounds, necks cracked open wide. Boom, boom, down they fell, bone beneath the hide. Boom, boom, nine heads screamed, moon above the mire. Then Eric poured his whiskey out and kissed the wounds with fire. Eric faced the Hydra, nine heads in the mire. Thundering rounds and hunter blood, whiskey turned to fire. Eric faced the Hydra, stone curse in its stare. But the man refused the Gorgon's grave and shot death from the air. The heads kept growing higher, stretching madly for the moon. Like swamp-born towers screaming, we will rise again too soon. But Eric gave no mercy, no prayer and no retreat. He burned the bleeding neck stumps till they blackened in the heat. Whiskey fire, whiskey flame, seal the wound and end the game. Whiskey fire, hunters vow, no new heads are growing now. Whiskey fire, whiskey flame, nine necks learn the hunter's name. Whiskey fire, thunder breath, Eric made the swamp fear death. Eric faced the Hydra, nine heads in the mire. Thundering rounds and hunter blood, whiskey turned to fire. Eric faced the Hydra, stone curse in its stare. But the man refused the Gorgon's grave and shot death from the air. The Gorgon ruins watched him with their broken marble eyes. Old statues leaned in silence underneath the poison skies. The Hydra tried to curse and tried to lock his blood in stone. But Eric stood there breathing like his soul was not his own. He beat its scaled hide bloody, shot the next to bone. He walked through swamp and poison like the dark had led him home. Xavier fought the Minotaur, Jeff had troubles of his own. But Eric carved a legend in the swamp with thunderstone. Eric faced the Hydra, nine heads in the mire. Thundering rounds and hunter blood, whiskey turned to fire. Eric faced the Hydra, stone curse in its stare. But the man refused the Gorgon's grave and shot death from the air. Then silence hit the water, then the moon looked pale and thin. Nine heads lay ruin round him, no more venom, no more grin. Eric found the poison tooth, sharp as sin and twice as green. Pulled it free from dead old hunger like a trophy from a dream. He held it high above him, a hunter crowned in rain. Blood and swamp around his boots and thunder in his veins. Raise it high, Eric, raise the tooth to the sky. Nine heads fell beneath you and the moon watched them die. Raise it high, Eric, hunter of the mire blood, hunter with the thunder gun and whiskey full of fire. Eric faced the Hydra, nine heads in the mire. Thundering around in hunter blood, whiskey turned to fire. Eric faced the Hydra, stone curse in its stare. But the man refused the Gorgon's glaive and shot death from the air. Nine heads tried to grow again, nine heads tried to climb, nine heads reached from moon and stars, but Eric ended time. Nine heads in the swamp when still nine necks burned to bone. Eric held the poison tooth and claimed the dark alone. Eric faced the Hydra, nine heads in the mire, thundering rounds and hunter blood, whiskey turned to fire. Eric faced the Hydra, stone curse in its stare, but the man refused the Gorgon's grave and shot death from the air. He refused the stone, he refused the grave, he raised the tooth like the hunter brave. He refused the stone, he refused the fear, and every head remembered Eric had been here.